CM1.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of council. As head of the classified service here, it's my pleasure to add my congratulations on behalf of all the employees, many who have encountered and worked with Ken over the years, and I'm sure given him a certain amount of headaches and contributed his gray hairs. But Ken, you've been appreciated by every one of us, and I've certainly enjoyed our short. We've known each other a long time, but I've just had the opportunity to ride the days with you over the course of the last few months, and I can tell you I appreciate you and I respect you, and it's going to be a great loss to the city. So good luck in retirement.
CC1.
No oral reports, Mayor.
You handled that very well,
Thank
Padilla.
you.
Very well. CC2.
Monthly Treasurer's Report for the month ending March 31st, 2024.
Will receive and file that report. The successor agencies in session, CSA 2.
Monthly Treasurer's Report for the month ending March 31st, 2024.
Will receive and file that and adjourn the successor agency. The housing authorities in session, H2.
Monthly Treasurer's Report for the month ending March 31st, 2024.
Will receive and file that and adjourn the housing authority. The JPAs in session, JPA 1.
Monthly Treasurer's Report for the month ending March 31st, 2024.
Receive and file will adjourn the JPA. There are no appointments to boards, commissions, and committees. Public comment. Ms. Davidson, I hope that you're around. Any persons who wish to address the City Council on any matter connected with city business not elsewhere considered on the agenda may do so at this time for 1 minute.
Excuse me, Mayor?
Yes.
We did receive public comments, and they have been passed out to Mayor and Council.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
Okay, now I'm at the right time. I wanted to say thank you to Councilwoman Gray. She came out for the residents on 78th and 3rd Avenue and 78 Place and 3rd Avenue and made sure that the streets were fixed. They've been broken up for about 5 or 6 years, and she talked to City Works, Public Works, and they came out and they fixed the streets. So I really appreciate that. The residents have been having issues with the sidewalk, and they also fixed that too, so I appreciate you. Thank you, Ms. Gray.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other public comment? With that, we'll close public. Oh, I'm sorry. Go. Yes. No, you have to go right back there to that little window. Anything you want to hand to the council, you'd give to the sergeant at arms.
Good afternoon. My name is Charlotte Williams, and I'm here representing the LA chapter of Hands Off Cuba, as well as building relations with Cuban workers. We just came back from Cuba, and the officer over there has a list of California's, well, not just California, but unions as like the AFL-CIO, who have signed on to the resolution to take Cuba off the state-sponsored list of terrorists, which President Biden promised to do, one of his campaign promises. The ex-President Trump put Cuba on the state-sponsored list 6 days before he left office, simply because they assisted Colombia in brokering peace. We are literally starving an entire country to death. We have been slowly starving them for over 60 years. And many cities and union workers representing over 50 million union employees have signed our resolution, and I am asking you to please put this on the agenda and consider signing our resolution to take Cuba off the state-sponsored list of terrorists.
All right. Thank you very much. Yes, sir.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak. My name is Mark Friedman. I was the Science Department Chair at Animo Leadership Charter High School here in Inglewood for 14 years. During that time, we had a very active ecology club, and I brought students to Cuba to participate in activities with the National Aquarium. I recently returned again with another delegation of residents of Inglewood to express our solidarity with their efforts to end the blockade. We brought down 50 suitcases of medical aid, which they desperately needed. I also am here representing the International Association of Machinists, Local 1484, out of Wilmington, and a resolution that we sponsored at the Los Angeles Federation of Labor, which was passed, reflecting 300 union locals and 800,000 members, calling for an end to the blockade and removing Cuba from the state-sponsored list of terrorism. You might say, how does this respond, or how does this relate to the city of Inglewood? Well, if we could end the blockade, it would mean more jobs for people. There'd be more cultural collaboration, more collaboration between our schools and universities there. And so I urge you to put this on the agenda for a vote to join with hundreds of thousands of others representing city councils and labor federations around the country to end the blockade. It was a campaign promise by current President Joe Biden that he reneged on. So I urge you all to do the right thing, and let's help end this crisis that is created.
Sir, we're really way over time now. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Sylvester Rivers, a local journalist, and I also would like the City Council to look at a resolution to take the lifter blockade off of Cuba. Other cities have done it, including New York and Chicago and many other cities. The reason for the blockade is unknown except for big business corporations, and there's really no reason. There's a great series on YouTube called The War Against Cuba, and she talks to a lot of these reactionary right-wing politicians, and they have no reason to keep the blockade, except because they might want their playground back. So I just came to urge, and as far as how it would help Inglewood, there is a cultural exchange. Also, in Cuba, you can become a medical doctor for free. So there's people from the United States who are now practicing physicians who were trained in Cuba for free. So, I mean, it helps everybody. So I would hope that you would sign this resolution and have Inglewood one of the cities that demand and support lifting of the blockade. In the UN, every country except 3 asked for the lifting of the blockade. The 3 were United States, Israel, and Ukraine abstained. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So good afternoon. My name is Paul Roberson. I'm a resident of Inglewood, and I'm just simply here to echo what they just said. I just recently returned from Cuba. It was a very impactful and moving engagement with the people. So I'm just simply requesting and imploring that you take this in consideration, that you impact, foreign policy, impact policy in this city, and just change things for the better. It's not about politics, it's about humanity. Think about your families, think about yourselves, think of the future of the world and the future of this country. So please, sign this document, be a part of change and progress, and, support taking Cuba off the list of the state sponsors of terror and in the unlawful, unjust, illogical, unconscionable, and immoral embargo against the country of Cuba. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. That's a lot of adjectives. Okay, with that, we'll close public comment. Now we'll go to council comments. Councilwoman Gray, District 1.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mayor. First of all, let me thank all the speakers, public speakers today for coming out. I want to congratulate Mr. Campos on 31 years of service here. That's outstanding. That's phenomenal. But thank you for your vital contribution to the city. I have a couple of comments on some items that I did support today. Items 15, 16, 17, and 18 has to do with the ITC project. So I want everyone to know that my understanding is that none of the funds would come out of general funds. So I wanted to make sure the public is aware of that. Item 15, I think, had to do with supporting contract staff to provide administrative support to the project, and the other ones had to do with relocation of utility lines, I believe. I just came back, actually, just got off a plane from Las Vegas. I went to the ICSC conference. It's the International Conference of Shopping Centers. There was about 25,000 people there, and that's where a number of retailers and real estate brokers come together to talk about doing business throughout different cities and so forth. And I want to thank Mr. Jackson, our Director of Developmental Services, who accompanied me on the trip from the city. It was very productive. I had several meetings with potential folks who do business and interested in doing more business here in the city. And so I was very happy to be a part of that conference. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Badia, District 2.
Thanks, Mayor. I'll take her a minute and a half.
Thank you.
No, first off, Ken Campos, felicidades. Congratulations on your retirement. I got to tell you, you've always been level-headed, your feet on the ground, and you don't tell us what we want to hear, you tell us what we need to hear. And as our attorney, that's important. And so I want to thank you for your many years of guidance and support and wish you nothing but fun in retirement. You did it. Congrats. Champions Grant. Today we approved the payment for some of our businesses and our nonprofits. So congratulations to them for receiving these funds. And just want to wish you all the best in using these funds to keep your businesses going and your nonprofits working well within our community. A while back, we did the Cinco de Mayo dinner at the Knights of Columbus Hall. And I just got to say, thank you to all our community members that came out. We had a record-breaking attendance. We served, I think it was well over 255 dinners within like a 2.5-hour time. So I cooked up 100 pounds of carne asada and 100 pounds of chicken, and it was all gone. So thank you, everybody, for supporting our scholarship funds, because that's where some of this money goes. I also want to thank Stormburgers. Elo and I had a chance to work with our Inglewood Little League to help support them through Mike Storm, the owner of Stormburgers. And you can see by the pictures, we had a great show up with the kids. And they, in turn, got a percentage of the monies that were raised for that day, which was, I believe it was May 10th, over at Stormburgers. So again, thank you to Stormburgers and Mike Storm. I also had an opportunity to attend the Inglewood Soccer Club's celebration. They practice over at Vincent Park, and they won 2 huge tournaments for California and also out of state. And it's an Inglewood Soccer Club here in our backyard. And so congratulations to all our youth for going and representing the Inglewood Soccer Club. Upcoming this Saturday, Fire Safety or Fire Service Day, which will be held at Station 171 right across the street on Regent Street. So hopefully come on out with your family, the kids. It's going to be a fun-filled day at the fire station. You can jump on all the fire trucks. They're going to have demonstrations out there for folks to see. So please come out this Saturday at the Fire Department 171. One more minute, Mayor.
Yes.
Memorial Day coming up Monday. We have our Memorial Day service over here at the North Lawn of City Hall at 11 a.m. to pay our respects for those that have made the ultimate sacrifice serving in our military. So please come on out. It starts at 11 o'clock at the North Lawn of City Hall. And then the final big thing for Stella and I, congratulations to our son, Alejandro, and his new wife. They got married out in Temecula, Alyssa. So I've got a new daughter, and we love them to death. And I wanted to share that with you guys. It's so beautiful. And also thank you, the folks up here, for their well wishes for the marriage of my son, Alex, and his wife, Alyssa. With that, have a great week. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Falk, District 4.
Thank you, Mayor. I also want to extend my congratulations to you, Ken. 31 years of service is a lot. So we appreciate you and we wish you well in your retirement. I'm sure that it's going to be a great next chapter in your life. I want to take a little time to acknowledge and thank so many people who helped with putting on the Women Rock event. And first and foremost, this is the third go round for me and the city clerk. So she's not here today, but I wanted to lift her up. And I want to thank her amazing staff and my staff, Malcolm, who, single-handedly helped us put this together. I also want to thank Thomas Uall, Baz Devlia, and the Parks and Recs team for making sure that everything was in place, audio, visual. It was just an amazing opportunity to work with them every year. And so thanks to his whole team. We welcomed Gloria Gray this year, so she looked like she had a great time. So that was an addition this year. And then I also want to thank the speakers. So we had LA County Supervisor Holly Mitchell. We had Erica Campbell. She's a recording artist. She was amazing, and she did a good job, like rousing up the crowd at the very end. So we just had such an amazing time. This is our third year. It went very well. And again, congratulations to everyone. Also, I want to acknowledge Grocery Outlet in my district, Patricia Wright. She put on a wonderful Mother's Day raffle, and she pulled 4 names, and those mothers were able to go and get a Mother's Day basket. So it was just an amazing event for mothers. So want to congratulate all the mothers in the city of Inglewood that won those raffle baskets. And then we also have the City of Inglewood Music Festival coming up next month on June 29th. And we have some amazing acts scheduled. Ambrosia, Eric Darius, Louis Cruz Beltran, Lakeside, Dirty Rice, A Piece of Paradise, and DJ Quest Coast, who's from the city of Inglewood, and our very own MC KJLH Ade Lamar, who will be the MC. So please make sure you go to the website and reserve your seat. There's no charge. This is a free event. We would just want our families to come out, have a good time, bring their picnic basket, bring their chair and their blanket, and have a good time right here and celebrate with us, the city of Inglewood at Darby Park. Do you mind if I get one more minute?
Not at all.
Thank you, Mayor. And let's see. Lastly, I want to congratulate my husband. He was honored with a doctorate from a historically Black university, Texas College. And I'm really proud of him. I forgot to put his picture up, but I know he's watching. And so I want to congratulate my husband on such an amazing accomplishment. On May 4th, and I had to choose between going to his graduation or moving forward with Women Rock. And so he was amazing. He was okay with me going ahead and completing Women Rock. So congratulations, Shannon Falk, my husband. Love you. And then I just want to wish everyone a very nice, peaceful Memorial Day. Please think of those who died for this country. And we will have a Memorial Day celebration on Monday. So if you have an opportunity, please come out and join us for that Memorial Day celebration. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilman Eloy Morales, District 3.
Thank you. Just to start with that, I believe we have the oldest Memorial Day celebration. I don't know if in the state or where, but we have one of the oldest ones. That being said, hopefully people do come out. I want to start by saying that I had the opportunity to represent both the council and the mayor over at the 100-year celebration for the Centinela Hospital. It was actually a really nice event. Didn't expect it to be that big, but they celebrated, and a lot of the history was talked about. I know Councilwoman Gray was there as well. We had a good time, but it's a unique thing when you get to celebrate the hospital that's in your city. You know, there's so much, you don't think about anything when you need the hospital. You're thinking about, you know, your health and everything else, but it is a big business that requires so much humanity as part of it. And they balance it quite well over there. So told the story about when you escaped from the hospital and came over here. It's quite, so convenience was part of the beauty of having a hospital here. That being said, so that was a good time. Then I do want to thank Stormberger for, as Councilwoman Padilla said, you know, we had the opportunity to work with that small business to help the Little League, and it just shows where everybody's heart is. You know, they know that that's their clientele. They know where their business comes from, and they want to give back. So that's huge. And I know he wasn't doing well that day, but he showed up, so that's a big deal. I appreciate that support. And then, of course, I want to close by congratulating Mr. Ken Campos, who has done 31 years. Is this where you did your whole career, Ken? No, this is it? The whole thing? Wow, Ken. Well, let me tell you something. You know, it hasn't been easy, I'm sure. And no matter what, dealing with the five of us up here is never easy. You managed to hold on tight, and you made it all the way through, man. And we all have a great deal of respect for you. So congratulations to you. Congratulations to your family. I know you mentioned it's your 41st wedding anniversary today, and you chose to be here. I don't know how that's going to go at home, but thank you very much. And congratulations, man. Enjoy it. That's all I have, Mayor.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes?
can I reclaim my 1 minute, please?
No, there's,
Alex used it.
This is not
Alex
Congress,
used
but I'll give you another minute. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I thank you, Councilman Morales, for mentioning the 100th year for the Centinela Hospital. Thank you very much, because I did go to that event, and it was wonderful to know that an institution like a hospital has remained in this community. We used to have two, and so I want to thank Mohammed and Dr. Patel and all the doctors and nurses and staff there that has provided a needed service here in this community for over 100 years. The owners, the investors who bought that hospital, I think in 2007, and made sure that it remained in this community. So I want to thank, I think it was Dr. Prime. I may not have his name right, but the whole family was there at that event. So it was a wonderful event. Sharice is the executive. Oh, there's a picture there. So it was a wonderful event, and I just want to congratulate them for continuing to be here. The other thing I want to mention is that Yolanda Davidson did mention the services that were provided in terms of that issue in the streets. I want to thank staff, because we can't do anything without staff. So thank you, Mr. Lewis Atwell, all the staff, because since I've been councilwoman, Mr. Jackson, everyone in the lookout who are here have provided excellent service, I think, to the community. So thank you all for that. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
You're welcome. I wanted to acknowledge Centinela Hospital, even though I couldn't be there. I've been dealing with Centinela Hospital since 1972, and since I've been the mayor, they have given me excellent service and treatment when I've needed them. And you know, a lot of times they take a lot of grief, but excellent staff, excellent hospital. I want to thank Mohammed, the CEO. He's done an excellent job. As far as Mr. Campos, I've dealt with Howard Roston from 1985 to 1991. He was the city attorney here, and I began interfacing with the city attorney's office when I was the division commander of narcotics in the Inglewood Police Department. And then I went to Santa Monica as the chief. And Bob Myers was the city attorney, and he was fired the second year I was the chief there. And then Joe, I forget Joe's last name, and Marcia Moultrie. But Ken is the longest single city attorney that I've dealt with. And when I got here, I would call him Dr. No, because he said, no, we couldn't do this. No, we couldn't do that. And let me tell you something, it was quite a relationship. And now we have come together, and just as we've come together over the last few years, now you're going to go. But Ken, we Ken, we appreciate you. You were like my doppelganger, and yeah, I just really have come to appreciate you, and I'm sorry to see you go. So I think we need to give Ken one last big hand. And he came here and got his flowers on his anniversary. You're a hell of a man. But anyway, with that, we're adjourned.
Thank you, Mayor.